Okay, people, how we doing out there today? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. We're going to be doing today the map out for the medieval village. I built my first house over there to give me an idea on what I want it to look like, different types of houses you want to put in. First thing we have to do is the landscaping. I need to know where these houses are going to sit. Some are going to sit higher, some are going to hit lower. So we're going to have to map all that out. That house is going to be required to be a little bit higher, some are going to be a little bit lower. And on top of that, we have to put in a boat in here, somewhere in there. We have a main bridge here, a smaller bridge here. And I just had to map everything up where everything was going to be at. I do want a clock tower over there. A clock tower right there. Don't come out here with your nonsense. I want a clock tower over here, definitely. So, right now I have to build the area right here for the scenery for our whatchamacallit, for our windmill. Watermill. We already built the watermill. We got to build another one. Now, I can't glue anything together because we don't have glue. I have to be up at the store to pick that up. And unfortunately, we have to make some very, very serious phone calls to make because some people did some very, very, very idiotic things that they should not have done. And yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. So we have that to tend to today. So I'm going to get some of this done, and then we'll take care of that, and we'll take care of the other things today. I guess it'll be here. So let's find some other ones. Oh, this one's now working now. Okay. It works or it doesn't work? It works. Yeah, but I'm gonna see. All the ink pens I have in here. We only have this one. Look at the brand of ink pens in here. Ink pen here. I don't even know. My ink pen in the entire office. How does that work when I bought bags of these things? try to make a cobalt. Use that for power. Okay. Oh well. I guess we have to buy more pens. I can't find any of my pens. A bunch of these things. Where's 30 pens disappeared to? Why do you only have one? This one's half of it. 30 ink pens. We already had a pack of 30. Where's 30 ink pens disappeared to? Oh, here's one. One had 30 pens. Wow. Sure. 30 pens. Well, but those people are probably thinking, what does all this have to do with our technology? We don't do just projection screens. Actually, like I said, we work with projector mapping, and I have some equipment coming in for holograms, programs, all that stuff, Connect system. All that stuff involves this invisible technology we're working on. So those screens over there do more than just for home theater applications. They can be used for advertising, special effects, visual effects, interactive technology. They can be used for so much stuff, it's not even funny. So that's why all this stuff is being built, so we can really show off what those screens can do. So the outer base of this whole entire area is wrapped in a screen. There are actually small screens without in the environment, and we can actually pierce through and projector map anything we want in that environment. That's all this is being designed for. Everything behind there, it's all being designed for that technology. So you have to, when you're selling a product, you can't just say, well, it does such and such and so. Even though you can prove the point, you have to put them in the mind of what you're trying to show them of what it can do. That's why advertisement and the way you do it and how you handle it is everything. So sometimes you have to go and you have to build these things so you can give an idea of exactly what you can do with it. We did something called a Japanese tea room. The whole thing around the Japanese tea room is to show people that you can have a setup for under, I think it was $500, ultra short throw projector, sound bar, the fire stick, the screen, all that in a beautiful setting. So that's where that's going to hit right there. I got not much time, except before I have some things that have to be addressed today. So I'll be back in later on with the glue and some places I have to be at because, like I said, we had some people do something extremely stupid, and I have to go down and address the matter. I'll be doing that today. But when everything's done, I'll be back in to finish working on this. Okay. That's perfect. Here's the paddles that are going to be coming out. We can make sure that the water is able to hit here. It's right here. I have little paddles coming out to make this larger than what it is. So this one is spilling over the side, paddling the water here. So, let me get this one already out, get this one done. So water wheel we're working on right now. I'll show you the exact blueprint on how all the houses had to be done a certain way so we can have them so they're not slammed into each other, and then we have to put a walkway in there. In these walkways, we're going to have little cobblestone walls and, of course, flowers and plants and a little lantern, mushroom lanterns. I keep reading the wrong ink, man. Mushroom lanterns that are going to glow and light up the pathway. It's all going to be set in the nighttime scenery. We have a huge casing that we're putting around this, including the new screen that'll give it more of a nighttime kind of effect. And as for the other builds, their stuff is just minor work. As long as we got the first foundation established, the rest of it's pretty easy. Just have to get that first foundation. That's why here the first foundation we established. Here was a small house on the far end, because that gives me an idea and a focus on exactly what we're building for. So here I'll show you. So right here we're going to have our water mill here. That's why it's a little higher up. Now there's going to be a foundation that's going to come over top of all this same thing here. It's going to come over top here and make a little hill. It's going to pack all this with paper around here to make a nice little hilly area. Nice little cobblestone stepway. Here, you stand up. The water is going to flow from here, travel from here on a little curve, and go back out into the main stream, which is here and there. That's the main stream of water coming through. This is a main bridge, small bridge, because you have the people on this side. They have to be to get across this bridge here to here to reach over there. So there's a little cobblestone walk area in here that connects here, and it comes back, and you can walk from this way. Main house is here. This is the main hall right here. This is going to have a building here, and here we have the main bridge going across. Over here we're going to put in a pier, small boat there with a small sail. This is going to be shipping yard. That's Taco having a fight with a fish. Over here we're going to put in the clock tower here. I haven't decided what these three buildings are going to be yet. One of them has to be a tavern. Tavern's usually a hotel and what they have there, but I haven't figured out what these two are going to be right here. So that's pretty much it. And in between all that, we have to put in a cobblestone walkway. We have to put in the cobblestone walls. We have to put in little lantern light areas where everything flickers and lights up. They have to know where they're going to. So it's going to be a nice little cozy village. Some of these houses will be risen higher, some will be lower. These houses up here are a little higher on this side, where this drops down to the pier here that actually is connected into the water, because it drops of the pegs in the water to make it look like it's actually supported halfway in the water. There's a little boat to the side here. These are going to be lower houses. These are going to be higher houses. Higher houses are going to be low, high, low, and then we have this ones that are much lower than this one. So landscape has to be built differently. So we have to put in kind of a peg system here, and then use this and heavy paper around it to shape out our landscape like we did with the little house over there. So that's pretty much it. Right now we have to figure out exactly which houses, how we raise them and lower them, and on top of that the walkways or the pathway and everything that goes in. So it should be a nice little pretty setup when we get done. Yep. So our little kingdom right here. I have to build these for my train sets. So we have to learn with all this foundation and everything, how you put it all in. It's pretty easy to do. It's all done with paper, and it's extremely super lightweight. And usually, most likely, I wouldn't have a lake here. I would cut this out and build the foundation on each side, and I would have my train running through here. But we're going to put a lake through here instead. All right, with that being said, I'm about to sign off. I'm like, wait a minute, we still have to do something real quick before I got to leave out of here. It's too early right now. I got a little time. Like I said, I have some business that has to be taken care of today. All right, let me see. We're going to go this way, and we're going to need another area. Ooh. We're going to put trees in too on top of that. So one of the areas up here higher up that has the tree may be protruding out of the property. I think I may want to do this one like that. Have a tree growing out of the part of the property here, and then we can put a little house inside the tree, a little, tree house in there. Many possibilities. All right, let me see. That has to smooth a little bit. Right now, main focus is the watermill. Make sure that okay, that's perfect. All right, I won't know much until I get the glue in because some of these houses are taller. So I'm going to be sure. I think we have a stick of glue here. I can try to get some kind of idea of what I'm going to be doing on this. I'm going to put the tabs in too while I'm at it. Tabs in. All right, there you go. One glue stick. I advise, we have people who come on and say, what are you doing? Come on and say nasty things by saying that, hey, he's not in business anymore because he's building these structures. These structures involve technology we're working on. I can't express this enough. Unfortunately, I have to make a very serious phone call today. This is going to be pretty bad for some people. Very bad. So, I can't advise it enough to really stop doing this because, again, like I said, the phone call I have to make today is going to be life-changing for some people. It's going to be pretty bad. So, this is why I explained to you at the end of the day, stop following the devil. I can't express it enough. One person who did it already and lost a good amount of his time following the devil, and I keep warning you on this stuff, stop doing this because the outcome is going to be pretty bad. And you don't listen, unfortunately, I have to make a very serious phone call. And this phone call could mean some people could be getting 30 years in jail for what they did. So, again, don't follow the devil. The devil will set you up to put you in a situation that'll be seem like impossible to get out of. You're really, really playing a very dangerous game. I'm a Christian. I serve God at the end of the day. And I explained to you that I know you think at the end of the day that Christians are jokes. You can do whatever you want. I'm telling you, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. And fortunately, the devil coached these individuals to do something extremely stupid. And now all of them are caught up in it. Keep in mind, anyone who has sent this, any mail, any type of mail, without permission, you are now going to be a part of this mess. So, yeah. It's going to be pretty bad. And it's a shame because, you only get one life. You want to enjoy as much as you possibly can. All of it, hopefully. Free as a bird. You don't want to spend the rest of your life in a place like that. You really don't. So, when I tell you these things, I tell you these things because I'm trying to warn you on what your road you're traveling at is dangerous. If you think I'm telling you these things because there's some, I'm afraid of you, or I'm afraid of what you're not doing anything to me. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I'm protected by Jesus. If you look at my technology and everything we do, nothing happens to us. The technology just continues to grow. We're blessed. What kind of Lord would I have at the end of the day if he let the devil touch me? That's not somebody I can trust. So with that being said, we're protected by God. But you, on the other hand, are not protected by God because you're listening to the one person that is really trying to hurt you, and you don't want to listen. So unfortunately, I have to make a very serious phone call today, and this is going to involve some very serious people, and these people are going to follow through because, as I said before, that package never came to us. It went to a federal building. They got it, including some of the other stuff we sent. So now we have to make known what problems we're having, where the package came from, individuals that were involved in this nonsense, individuals that have been stalking us. All that's going to be in there now. And I have to take it very seriously now because you hit a federal building. No nonsense. Listen to the devil. Keep telling y'all, keep warning y'all. So, all right, this particular time right now in your life, you're going to need God. You really are. You are really, really going to need God. So, I got to do what I have to do. All right, let me get this right here done. We'll put our area here, so we'll go here. I'm seeing it all in my head what I want to put together. No, I should entire documentary on a pier, and then that particular area, which is actually quite interesting too. On top of that, I love it that I'm educating myself and putting all this together, and watching how they built all these houses, how they put things together, how they planned out where they're going to, how they planned the village. I mean, this is amazing. None of the technology we have today, which is true. Some of these houses are still standing today. You got houses that they would never last that long. And they didn't have any of the technology we have to build in a home. Imagine if we stuck to those principles. Well, you couldn't really because of building code violations, but still, the structure of it all. No, I really know you couldn't do that either. I forgot about it because you got electricity, and that's a whole different area right there. That place would burn to the ground with no problem whatsoever. So, yeah. I was thinking about the houses that they built. Would it be 1950s? I think it was older than 1950s. If you got a house and the wall, some of the older houses, and people should know this already, some of the older houses didn't have drywall. They had basically these wooden sticks that would go across and they would plaster cement into that. That's what they had. Those are the old ones. Old structures were made that way. They were wood strips running across and they would put heavy plaster in between. Now today, just got drywall, just cut the whole thing out, put it back in. Nothing like that when I was coming up. And of course, that had been the era with the pulley windows, because now you got the whole soundproof windows. You just lock them in place. When I was coming up, it was a rope here and a rope here, and if they got crooked, you had to lift the window a little bit on this side, a little bit on that side. You had to kind of guide it up and down. Yeah, and a little latch at the top. That's my era of windows. That shows you how old I am. Do a little shimmy with the windows when you're opening them up. If that side had warped just a little bit, oh man, I thought I had to get them things open. Especially with the winter, and then the heat and the cold, and the heat and the cold, they would warp. That's why you just had that one window that just stayed open 24/7. It doesn't shut. Buddy, you find your fish? I'm fighting my fish. Put my tab in. You can have this sucker. You better. You hear me? You better. I don't want to hear it. You better. Don't give me that look. Don't even talk back to me like that. You hear him talk back to me? Yeah, because I watched him about to do something mischief. Card is behind. You can go ahead. Just don't do anything mischief. That's all. No. That's what I said about the whole trying. Don't spread rumors. Don't do that stuff. Remind you, we're protected by God. Anything you do, anything, even if you do anything in secret, even says in the Bible, anything you do in secret, your Heavenly Father knows everything that you do. And that's written in the book of judgment. You don't understand the trouble you get yourself into. Nothing is hidden. Nothing is in secret. That's why I explain to people, in this world we live in, there's nothing in secret. Nothing at all. Everything is exposed. Two ways you pay for things in this world. If you're lucky, you'll pay for them in this world, which is the best thing to do. If you're not lucky, you end up on the other side, and then you'll basically face judgment. So nothing you do is hidden. Not even your thoughts. Nothing at all. Everything is for the Lord to see. So anything you think, God knows. Anything you do, God knows. Anything you think before you do it, God knows. And you can't hide anything. There's nothing that can be hidden. And everything you've done, everything you do that is against God's will be written in a book. When the time comes, when the Lord comes back, you'll stand judgment for everything that's in that book. From the judgment. You know, like I said before, if you pay for it here, then that's good, because then you have the possibility of being saved and becoming a Christian. You won't be there for judgment. You won't be there for any of your sins you committed, because you're forgiven for all of that. But if God forbid, if your time is called and you pass off this earth and you have not had your time to pick up your cross and follow Jesus or any of those things, well, that's it. There's no forgiveness on that side. There's only damnation and judgment. That's it. And meanwhile, you have the other one who entertains this craziness because he knows what's going to happen to you. He knows darn well what's going to happen to you, but people at the end of the day think they're really doing some damage, and like, you're not doing anything. You're condemning yourself. That's what you're doing. And now, like I said, from the day, they're going to find out how condemned can be. Because again, oh, come on, really, seriously. And I don't say seriously like in a way where, you know, it's an inconvenience for me. It's seriously because very serious act you just committed. They're going to put it, they may put this in the line of terrorism. You don't want that nonsense on you at the end of the day. You don't want that, trust me. But, you know, we have to explain to them the seriousness of the situation, that these weren't people that were just cyber harassing us, which again is a 20-year prison sentence, by the way. These are people that had the intentions of trying to disrupt our business, our company. We sent that to a company account. They're different. Even residential is the same thing, somewhat, yeah. But you sent it to a company account. So they're going to look at it as terrorism. It's a mysterious package. It's in a federal building. You see what I mean? How badly that sounds when I say that? We don't know what it is. We didn't order it. We have all our stuff here. So if we tell them that, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to bring in Homeland Security. They're going to bring in Bomb Squad, because they don't know what's in it. Hazmat team, they don't know what's in it. We don't even know what's in it. The people who sent it, they know what's in it. And they can sit there and say, well, there's nothing in there like that. But it doesn't make a difference. You send something to a federal building, you could send Christmas glitter, you can send stacks of envelopes, whatever you want. The fact of where it landed is where the problem comes in at. So even if you did someone's house at the end of the day and they got that, they still could file against you. They could easily file against you. But when you hit a federal building, this is a whole different thing. This is like leaving a backpack. You leave a backpack at the post office or at the airport. I say there's nothing there, just the clothes. They're going to see that as a threat. So they're going to bring in a bomb squad unit. They're going to bring in a robot that's going to go over there and pick that whole thing apart and figure out, oh, it's nothing but clothing. But the fact that they had to bring all that in there makes it far worse. And if you sit there and say, well, it's just a prank, you're like, oh, it's not a prank. We had to bring people in and scared a bunch of, yeah, it becomes a problem. And then they got to contact me. They got to investigate me at the end of the day, and I got to tell them, like, look, we've had this problem with these individuals. One up in California, one over in Baltimore. There's another one over in Ohio. Just one over in South Carolina. We've had problems with these people. They've been stalking my company. They've been sending out threats to us. We've got mail from one. We've got mail from another. You guys been stalking us on Google. You see how bad this is about to get? There you go. So now, worst come to worst, you're going to contact agencies within your neck of the woods and they're going to storm you. So it looks like you got swatted, but it's actually the real thing. Because now they got to treat you like a real dangerous individual now. That's the situation you put yourself into. Why would you even send a package there? Why would you send any packages to begin with? We never requested anything from you. Why would you send it? So these are questions they're going to ask you, and when you're in a holding facility, they're going to ask you, why would you send something like that to begin with? If you don't know this guy, and this guy is telling you from the door, don't send anything there, blah, 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 why would you send it to begin with? So if they get you on lesser charges, now they get you for cyber harassment, and that's a 20-year prison sentence. See? Open, and look who set you up. You can't sit there, it's my fault. How would it be my fault at the end of the day? I got to report this. It has to be done. Because if we don't report this, you guys may get crazy and send something through that may hurt somebody. So it has to be addressed. So how is it my fault? It's your fault at the end of the day. You got to accept that responsibility. It's your fault. You're grown men. You should know better than been doing this kind of nonsense. It's your fault. And who did you follow? I told you for years. Just stay away from that guy. The devil, right? The devil told you to do all this stuff, and now the situation you're in right now, unfortunately, it's going to be your last, because you guys are old at the end of the day, just like me. So at the end of the day, you don't have 30 years to spare. You don't have 20 years to spare. Heck, some of you probably don't even have 10 years to spare. But yet, you're going to waste your last 10 years or 20 years or whatever you have left that God will give you on this earth in a place like that. It's going to be in the maximum security unit for federal. It's going to take you that. So, unfortunately, it's sad, but it's going to happen. Let's see. It's going to require 2 tabs. Let me see something for a minute. My phone just comes up. Perfect. One more hour. Matter of fact, less than that. Should have best of luck. I do. I would say in the situation that you're about to be in, I would seek and find God, because you will definitely need Him. Keep on carrying these acts out with the devil, the outcome is not going to go well for you. I hope you know that. So seek and find God. You're definitely going to need Him. It's interesting. You're about to hit the same path I did many years back. Alright, get our first section here built in. So at least I know exactly where our where our house will stand. This is going to come in quite nicely. So we know where that's going to be at right there. Happy love to you. Oh, man, that good went quick. Mess with that. Oh, guess what you're doing here. Say nice for text. Now, I'm wait till we get it all the way, get the rest of the glue, and I can seal that all the way across without any problems. That'll be perfect for that. Sometimes you have to go under the post and do that, because what happens is the paper may not be sealed all the way through. There may be a little light, no paint, no glue here to keep it down. So if it's loose here, it will lift up the entire structure at the same time. Put a slice in there, put a glue in there, and you're good. That's all that's needed. And that'll keep that nice and flat. Then we have to do is just pat all this in, pat all this around here. Oops, stay in there, we need to stay. Stay, stay, stay. Sure, pat it on that side, on that side. Yeah. Well, yeah, we put a lot of glue in there. Alright. Stay in there. Anyway. Alright, we have to pat everything up real nicely. And we have to carve in our stairs and all that stuff in there. I think with this, I'm gonna have half of this over. So that's just peachy. Come on here. I'm gonna have half of this over here, because instead of bringing in another pathway down here, I could bring in a nice pier here, and I can have it where it goes from this guy over to here, the walkway over to here, or like a little swing bridge here, there, and then they can come around this pier and go into there, which will make it much easier. This is going to be a little higher up too, also too. So let me with that swing bridge. All these are going to be on stilts, everything, so we can build a little scenery around it. And we're going to put our wheel in here and here, and that will allow water to flow over the top. Down here, there's a nice little curve. Here, nice little curve here. Second bridge will be there. Main bridge will be here. That'll be a small footbridge right there. All right, people, with that being said, I have to go. Thank you for your time. Gentlemen, the best advice I can give you, seek and find God. That's all I can give you. That's more than I can give you right there. That's more than enough. Stop following the devil. Really, seriously. I know, unfortunately, I have to go do this. Anyway, gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.